Okay, we're live. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, it's 6:01. And we're just about to begin morning coffee with Sandy. So if you don't have your cup filled, begin now. Fill up that cup. It's that first drink of the morning thing. I swear to you, I've been up for almost over an hour. And I wait to have my first sip with you. And it makes it so special. But I am still a little tired. Maybe I should start earlier so the coffee wakes me up. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. Let's begin. Here's the first thing I want to share with you. Mirrors. Can we talk about mirrors? We have mirrors all over this house. There are big mirrors, little mirrors, bathroom mirrors, bedroom mirrors, dresser mirrors, hand mirrors, mirrors. This is my tip for you for this morning. Find a mirror that makes your hair look shiny, your smile look bright, and your body look tiny. You know that when you look in different mirrors, you look different, right? That's why they had the House of Mirrors when we were kids. And do they still have those? You go in the House of Mirrors, and in some you're tall and skinny, and in some you're short and chubby, and some you're gigantic, and some you look mean, and like that. Okay, so find the mirror in your house that makes you feel so beautiful or so handsome, and make sure that's the last mirror you look at before you face your day. Seriously, I looked in a mirror this morning that made my hair look perfect and shiny, and I was in the best happy hair day mood. And then I walked in and I looked in another mirror and the light was different. Oh yeah, the lighting is really important too. You might have to change some light bulbs in your house. Because honestly, it's an ego thing, I know, but how you think you look definitely affects the way you interact with people all day. Because you feel better about yourself when you feel like you look good. Let me see how you look. You look good today. Nice job. So what's on the agenda? It's Kim Kardashian's birthday. I don't care. Sorry. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, he was on my celebrity list. I actually got to meet him and say more than one sentence, so that kind of counts. It wasn't anything important. It was, kind of a hi, how are you? It's so nice to meet you. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you very much for visiting my country. It was like garbage, but I did get to at least be with him, and get to meet him. Happy birthday. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher died of sleep apnea. No, she died of an opioid overdose, I believe. And I think I might have mentioned that I was diagnosed with opioid apnea. That's what killed her. She died in her sleep. I have opioid apnea. And I decided I would just deal with it. So I'm fine. I slept last night. I don't know if you can tell. Am I more awake? Maybe. But I did sleep for like 7 hours. It was glorious. And then I got back in bed and slept another half hour. I just feel so refreshed today. It's a good thing I have a lot of work to do. Anyway, Carrie Fisher, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. You do know that Carrie Fisher was Debbie Reynolds' daughter, right? I loved Debbie Reynolds growing up. And come on, who didn't love the Star Wars princess herself, Carrie Fisher, right? Yeah. Okay. What else? Alfred Nobel. This blew me away. Okay. So Alfred Nobel is the guy whose money created the Nobel Peace Prize and all of the Nobel Prizes for literature and science and blah, 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 blah. It's such an interesting story because he invented dynamite. Yeah. And he also had a munitions business. And apparently he felt so guilty about what his inventions made possible on the planet that he left his money to create this Nobel Peace Prize. Wow, talk about cleaning up your mistakes, huh? Let's see what the comments are over here. Frankincense oil takes away eye bags. Yeah, but so does 20 minutes. Because if I did this thing 20 minutes from now, during the day, I don't have bags. Just when I wake up in the morning. Frankincense, huh? I'll see if I can find some. I don't think it's something I have laying around. But thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, this is the anniversary of My Fair Lady, the movie, which won 8 Oscars, by the way, 8 Academy Awards. My Fair Lady, Audrey Hepburn, Harrison. Yeah, it was one of my favorite movies of all times. I told you from the play. I had, back in the days when we had record players and records, that record, the grooves were like twice as thick as on any other record because I loved it. I guess it's funny. I'm not like, I don't even listen to musicals much anymore, but the old musicals, they delight me. Yes. This was also the anniversary of the Nixon-Kennedy debates. Speaking of politics and what's coming up later this week, it was the 4th and final Kennedy-Nixon debate. And 2 things happened. One slogan came out of that debate where the Nixon people were saying, vote for, I think it was 30 years of experience. And the Kennedy people responded with, vote from 30 years experience, which I thought was kind of brilliant. And then Frank Sinatra came out for Kennedy, and well, he was friends with Peter Lawford, and that was part of, the whole little gang. And he recorded a campaign song for Kennedy. Everyone is voting for Jack, 'cause he's got what all the rest lack. Everyone wants to back Jack. Jack is on the right track 'cause he's got high hopes. Anyway, I could do the whole song for you. I was a big, huge Kennedy fan. I had my hat and I had my banners and my pins and yeah, big Kennedy fan. I kind of long for those days when politics were kind of fun. Anyway, today is National Reptile Awareness Day. Now, a lot of you are going, ew, I don't like reptiles. I don't like reptiles. But I have some funny stories to tell you. So maybe when we're done, you will like. I used to be a preschool teacher for a while. And so, we would bring animals in. And honestly, I can't remember when or where exactly I got my snake. But I had a rosy boa. I had a boa constrictor. Remember the poem I read to you by Silverstein? Oh, I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, and I don't like it one bit. Anyway, I had Rosie, the rosy boa, and I used to have to feed her live mice and watch them, go down her. Okay. I won't go into that. It's early in the morning. But so the story is kind of sick. I'm giving you a little warning. So I had this rosy boa, and she was my little pal, and she would like wind herself around my arm, and she would constrict, but she wasn't that big, so it didn't hurt. It was kind of like a pressure cuff, when they're trying to get your blood pressure. So it would she'd constrict, and I had a cage for her. So I moved from LA to Riverside, and she was hibernating. It was wintertime. She was hibernating. So I had left her in the garage with a bunch of other stuff. And my new boss, the principal of the school where I worked, and his wife were over for dinner. And we started talking. She mentioned she loved reptiles. And we started talking about snakes. And I told her I had a rosy boa. Loving reptiles, she, of course, asked if she could see it. And I said, well, of course you can, but it's hibernating. It's out in the garage. And she said, did you know that if you take a hibernating snake and you like pet it and warm it up, it will come out of hibernation because it will think that it's the end of winter. And I said, no, I didn't know that. She said, do you want me to wake up your snake? And I said, well, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. You know, I kind of miss having her around. So I went out in the garage and I brought the snake in. And this Rosie was kind of coiled up, you know, like about this big. And I handed Rosie to this woman who proceeded to sit and rub the snake to warm up the snake, right? And about 20 minutes later, we decided that Rosie was not hibernating. She was dead. I had given my guest a dead snake to rub. I'm sorry. I thought it was hilarious. Needless to say, we did not stay friends with my boss and his wife. Yeah, Rosie was dead. So much for Rosie. But speaking of reptiles, I also had number 9. Number 9 was a tortoise. Number nine. I have to tell you, he was a box tortoise, a desert tortoise. Yeah. And he just kind of hung out in our backyard. We fed him, and it was hilarious because he used to love to come into the house. So he'd climb up on the patio and then he'd come into the house, and we'd find him like under the couch or under a bed. Whenever we couldn't find him, we knew he had come in to burrow somewhere in the house. And then we'd have this big, huge, you know, like, we got to find number 9. We'd find number 9, loved number 9. Disappeared one day. We think the gardener had turtle soup, but I'm not going to go there. Did you know, wait a minute. Peace and sparkles to you, Marlene. Oh, she's not a snake person. Henry says that they have a rattlesnake hunt in their town. Okay, another reptile story. When my family first moved to Palos Verdes, it wasn't very built up yet. There was a rattlesnake in the front patio, on the front patio. And back then, and I think it's still true, we called the fire department and they came out to get the snake. And they had this, you know, like long stick with a pincher at the end, and they picked up the snake and cut off the head and dropped it in my parents' toilet and flushed it. That to me was the grossest thing I'd ever seen, as evidenced by the fact that it was probably a good solid 30 or 40 years before I ever used my parents' toilet again. You remember in New York, they talked about dropping the alligator down the toilet and it would grow in the sewer and come back up through the... Yeah, I didn't want to get involved in any of that stuff. No. Okay, wait, more. Okay, here, little known fact. All tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. So I looked it up to find out what the difference was. I found some differences, but I think there's some more scientific reasons of how their bodies work. But tortoises are all land creatures. They are not sea turtles, they are land creatures, and pretty much all of them are vegetarians. They're not meat eaters. And they don't have those like flippery things on their front feet either. I know they say that they don't hear and they're not good pets, but I swear to you, I would call number 9 and number 9 would come. I'm not kidding you. I loved number 9. I miss number 9. Okay. I found this really weird website, Nano something or other, and it gave you obvious uses for things that you didn't know had obvious uses. Kind of like that. Like, for instance, it suggested that, those little silica gel packs that come sometimes, like in a purse or with electronics to keep them dry. Instead of throwing them away, they suggested you keep them. So the next time you drop your phone in water, or believe it or not, terribly common to drop your phone in the toilet. Yeah, because it's, in your back pocket, and you get that picture. Anyway, save the silica, because when you need to dry something out, that's like the best way to do it, is to put it with silica, little gel packs. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Henry says back where she lives, the reason they hunt the rattlesnakes is because way back when, don't you love that saying, way back when, the cattle farmers needed the snakes thinned out because the snakes were biting the cattle. That's why they have a hunt now. Wow. Wow. Snake hunters. Ta-da! There must be a TV show about snake hunters. Anyway, on your keyboard, on your computer, this is something everybody can relate to. Did you ever notice that on the F and on the J, there's a little tiny bump, almost like a braille kind of bump? That's not by accident. It's because that's where your two main fingers are supposed to rest. And when you're not looking at the keyboard, you can touch those two little bumps, and your fingers are in the right place, so you can start typing. How about that? That's kind of cool, huh? Oh, and wooden hangers. Wooden hangers are expensive, and there's a reason for that. They're all made out of cedar, apparently, which keeps bugs out of your clothes, like moths and stuff like that. So there is purpose in putting cedar hangers in your closet. So it might be worth extra money if you save one wool suit. On the other hand, if you live where I live, you probably don't have a wool suit. But that's another story completely. In your jeans, in your Levi's particularly, they have that like little pocket inside the front pocket. Yeah. There's a reason we call them pocket watches. That was originally put there so that there was a safe place for men to put their pocket watches back in the 1800s. So that's your pocket watch pocket. Cool, right? Okay, one more. This one I knew, and I didn't know everyone didn't know it. So it's kind of fun to share. You know how you get to a gas station and you can't remember which side the gas tank is on, or you have a rental car or you're driving someone else's car, you have no idea where the gas tank is? So on pretty much every car, there's that little tiny symbol that shows you a gas tank. There's an arrow next to it that points to which side the gas tank is on. Look for it. It's there. It's there. Yeah. You'll never drive into a gas station again wondering, where is my gas tank? Or knowing that you've pulled onto the wrong side. I know, you're welcome. Let's see. Everybody's still talking about snakes. It's not my favorite, but some people love it and they sell tons of it. I'm not sure what you were referring to. Henry said she knew it was there, but she still pulls into the wrong side. Don't you hate when that happens? Okay. I want to leave you with a couple more. I love these. These are my my Will Rogers quotes. This is probably, except for I Never Met a Man I Didn't Like, that's probably his most famous. This is my favorite of all his quotes, right? When I die, I want to die like my grandfather who died peacefully in his sleep. Not screaming and yelling like all the passengers in his car. Oh, come on, that's funny. Okay, one more. I leave you with this thought. We can't all be heroes because somebody has to sit on the side of the road and clap. I wish you many, many, many hours of both clapping and being clapped at. Make it happen today. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. And I'll see you then. Good morning.